So my name is Mario Rodarte. I am the Innovative Technology Support Teacher at Mission Valley Elementary. I am an Apple and Google certified educator. It's a wonderful day. We've had wonderful presentations. I've been a part of a few of them myself this morning, and I can't wait to show you what EdPuzzle does. But before I do so, just kind of highlighting what Catlin mentioned earlier in the morning. She said, and I quote, that it's important for leveraging the collective intelligence of students. That is definitely of utmost importance. We want to make sure that we're engaging our students in a different manner. Post-COVID, things are changing. We're at the apex where there's going to be a fundamental threshold, a technology culture shift. And we want to make sure that we're there to be able to meet the needs of all of our students. It is super important. And it's hard because we're not there. We can't interact with our kiddos. And yet we still need to be able to provide and maintain good communication with our kiddos. Now, there's a wide array of programs and software that we currently utilize. There's programs to help our students with reading and math. For example, iStation, we do that. It's mandated by our district. We have Reflex Math. There's also Education Galaxy. There's AR. There's a whole bunch of other programs available. Some might call them maintenance programs. They're important, that's for sure. But some might also call them or being labeled as passive learning. We want to be able to find other ways for us to engage our students in a meaningful manner, especially now that we're not there to interact and to be able to read their body language. Like I said, nothing wrong with these programs. We need to utilize them. They're important. But there's also a supplement or a wide array of other applications that we could utilize to really engage them, such as EdPuzzle. So yeah, definitely computer-led learning, it's a great thing. We just need to harness the power so that we can make it meaningful. There's this book that I read many years ago, Worksheets Don't Grow Dendrites by Marcia Tate. This really comes into mind. But with the twist, I'll say, websites don't grow dendrites. We need, like I said, make those connections, and we just can't have our students do these things. Let's not just do iStation. Let's not just do Reflex Math. Let's have them create original, meaningful content. Like I said, EdPuzzle is one of these great tools that you could utilize to engage your students, and the students in turn can create their own EdPuzzles, making it super awesome for your kiddos. So before we continue, let's have a scavenger hunt. I learned this from my wife. She did a presentation not too long ago, and I really liked it. I thought it was kind of fun. This is a great opportunity for you to get up and stretch. We've been sitting down for quite a few hours now, me included, so it's good to just get up and stretch. So the object of this game is to, in just a moment, I'm going to put a list of 3 items. Now, you could go and get those items one at a time and bring them back, or you could go get them all at the same time and bring them back. You'll need to show it on your camera, the 3 items that I am about to type in. First person to show those 3 items to the camera wins. And what do you get? A super duper social distancing high five. That's all I could offer for now. So let's do this. I'm going to type them in. So first item that you're going to be asked to get is a cold, kid-friendly beverage. Oh, I typed it in wrong. Second item, a summer vacation picture, not on your phone, but it has to be printed. And the third item for you to bring is cookies. Go. So everybody, remember, you need to unblock your camera and show it to everybody. I'm going to go get mine, so let's see here.
I got it.
So don't forget to unblock your camera. You need to show everybody your items. Oh, I have Miss Quiñones. She has a drink. She has, what are those, Chips Ahoy? Ooh, and a printed vacation. You know what? I'm cheating. I just happen to have a printed vacation photo right here. So, so okay, I have my picture. I have my cookies and coconut water. It's kid friendly. Oh, Ms. Ramsey. I see the, ooh, nice. Okay, those are good cookies. I like those. Ms. Esquivel is showing, ooh, some cookies, black and white cookies. Ooh, I like that drink, by the way. Oh, awesome. Let's see who else. I'll give it another second or two. All righty. So, yeah, this is a picture frame from my vacation that I had, 2 years ago in Disney World. Super awesome. I'm going to put this right here in front of me so that it could remind me that we'll get to do this again very soon, hopefully. All righty, so I hope everybody liked that activity. Oh, Mr. Garcia, you're gonna show something. Let me see here. Is that your drink? Oh, nice. Okay, so he's got his drink. Woohoo, all right. Yeah, I really, when I say about showing the printed picture, people are like, oh, wait a minute, I have it on my phone. Yeah, but that doesn't count, it's gotta be printed. So, okay, so you could utilize this activity for your students once we get things started again. There's, breaks the monotony of just being in front of the screen all the time. So I hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to go ahead and switch over and let's get this started. So EdPuzzle, what exactly is it? I'm going to play a video here for you so that I could highlight and show you exactly what it is and what it can do.
Want to create amazing video lessons in minutes? EdPuzzle is your missing piece. With EdPuzzle, you can choose from the millions of videos available from YouTube, National Geographic, TED Talks, Khan Academy, and more. You can also reuse ready-to-go video lessons made by other teachers or upload your very own teaching video. Then, use EdPuzzle's video editor to create your perfect lesson. Embed your own questions to check your students' understanding, cut sections to show your students only the most important parts of the video, and even record voiceover so you can explain concepts in your own words. Once you've finished, you can assign it to your students in just one click and prevent skipping to make sure your students don't miss a thing. When you want to check in on your students' progress, use EdPuzzle's hassle-free analytics to get all the information you need. See who still needs to watch the video, what your students responded, and their total scores. So remember, with EdPuzzle's free platform, you can make any video your lesson.
Great. So that's the key word, making any video your lesson. So how much is it going to cost you? Well, not $9.50. It's not going to be paid by the district, and you have to pay absolutely zero. So what do you get for $0? A lot. You have the ability to create up to 20 videos. You could collect these in your online storage that EdPuzzle gives you, and you can delete older videos as you want to create more. Honestly, I've been using this for a while now, and to have 20 or more that I'm constantly needing to access, it hasn't really happened. I just delete older videos and just recreate new ones. So that's really neat. You have the ability to, like the video mentioned, to bring in just about any kind of video content, and then that's where the magic of EdPuzzle happens, where you're able to cut, drop in multiple choice questions, open-ended questions, drop in notes and such, which we'll get to in just a couple of moments. There was a couple of issues where we know it. We had students that didn't have access to either a Chromebook or a computer for that matter, but that's okay, no Chromebook, no problem. The students, if they were to have an iPad, a tablet, an Android, an iPhone device, there is the ability for them to install the EdPuzzle application. It's just a matter of going to the respective store and downloading that application. So that's also a really neat feature that we have available. So what I want to do is I want to give this a try. I want you to, in just a moment, I'm going to share this link with you. Oh, what happened there? I'm going to share this link with you. You're going to see this window. It's going to take you to the Blended Learning Summer Institute login. You'll then click on Join Open Class. You're going to end up seeing this section. There's 2 sessions that I built. You'll end up clicking on the 12:10 session. the way for you to get to there is by clicking on this link right here. So if you click on it, it should be an active hyperlink. If you didn't download this or you want access to this presentation, simply go to the, here we go, to the agenda, and down in the lower right-hand corner, you'll see my links to the resources. That's where you access this presentation. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and do just as you are. I'm gonna copy this link. I'm gonna open up Safari here, so I could be in a separate browser. And I'm gonna go ahead and join. So you should be seeing something that looks similar to this. I'll give you all just a moment. In the meantime, I'm gonna go in here and work some magic. I forgot to delete something a little earlier from the previous presentation. Not to worry. Here we go. Okay, so let me switch over here under chat. Okay, so just kind of either thumbs up with the camera. Everybody kind of there? Does anybody need more time? Maybe you could just type it in. Instead of typing in the whole word, need more time, just put NMT, just to show that you're already good. Awesome, okay. Alrighty, so everybody should be seeing this right here. Like I mentioned earlier, you're gonna end up clicking on the 12:10 session. It's gonna take you to what looks like this. The video itself is 2 minutes and 56 seconds long. The video is gonna prompt you to answer multiple choice questions and type in answers to open-ended questions. So I'll give you roughly 1 minute additional time. So that's a total of 4 minutes on the timer. When I say go, I'll give you 4 minutes to go through the entire process so that you could see what the students would end up seeing once you build an EdPuzzle. And we'll show you later how to build that EdPuzzle. So 4 minutes, start now. I'm gonna mute my computer so that my video doesn't play through your computer. So let's go. Oh. Okay, we have around 30 seconds left. Okay, I think everybody should be just about wrapping this up. A few more seconds here. If anybody needs more time, just kind of drop in a message there. Otherwise, we'll continue. Okay. All right. Ms. Dominguez, Ms. Lopez, I know some of you were saying that you couldn't hear. I had mentioned that I wasn't going to be playing the video with sound through my end because I didn't want the sound to play on yours so that everybody could work on it on their own time. I hope that kind of makes sense. It's just the kind of tech hurdles we need to go through when doing this kind of remote training. Okay. So everybody went through their presentation. You were prompted with either multiple choice questions, open-ended questions, and so forth. Now, you as the teacher need to decide what to do with that information. Where do those answers go? How to read and disseminate and analyze all that data. So that's what I'm about to show you right now. I'm going to go to my EdPuzzle page, and in a few minutes, I'll have you register, but I will get into that right now. What I want to show you now is I created a class, and I called it the Blended Learning Institute Summer Class. And now you'll notice that I had two sessions, of course, as the 11:15 and the 12:10 session. I now see here I have some information. I know 46 answers have been posted. And I know 17 of 34 students have completed the session. So that's something important for me to know. I'm going to go ahead and click on it. And let me see here. I did this purposefully. I didn't have you type in a name. So all the answers have been hidden. So there's no need to worry. So here you'll notice that Fluffy Kiwi only did 10%. Not a problem. You know, this is introductory training. Fluffy Kiwi took 2 minutes to watch that 10% of the video. Fluffy Kiwi did not turn it in. Not a problem. Let's see here. Magenta Moose is at 80% complete. Took 2 minutes to watch and has not turned it in yet. Okay, so I won't grade that one just yet. Let me see here. Copper Alligator did complete 100% of the video. It took 2 minutes for him or her to complete. Let's break this down even further. Let me go in there and dive into the data. So Copper Alligator. If Copper Alligator would have watched a section more than once, I'm sure you noticed that there was an option to rewatch. It'll show right here. So this is good information. Let's just say Copper Alligator would have watched it more than once in a particular section. It could mean a wide array of things, but bottom line is that student, for some reason or other, didn't just want to become the so-called clicker, where they're just trying to go through it as quickly as possible to get it done with. He or she wanted to show mastery of the content, so they wanted to rewatch to make sure that they answered correctly, and it would show here. In this case, Copper Alligator is awesome. There's no need to rewatch, but it would show you there. Here it's giving you the answers. How many states of matter exist? Copper Alligator chose solid, liquid, gas. So you'll notice that by default, it automatically grades. Awesome. I, as a teacher, have the option of dropping in a comment and saying, good job. Close that up. Next question was, explain what happens at 0 degrees. Copper Alligator wrote, it freezes. That was an open-ended question. So I'm going to go ahead in here and actually answer it correct. So remember, multiple choice questions are automatically answered, or graded. Open-ended questions, you need to go in there and manually grade them. In the periodic table, what is the symbol for sodium? Copper Alligator once more got it right. It is Na for sodium, so great job. Alrighty, and then the last question, briefly describe what forming an ionic bond means. Copper Alligator says they each have a buddy. They do, it's always nice to have a buddy. So I'm gonna write a comment. It is Good indeed to have a buddy. Alrighty, so at this point, if Copper Alligator still had either his or her site open, like we did earlier, and if he or she were to refresh the page, at that point in time, the student will be able to see the results from me, my answers, my comments, and the overall grade. So it makes it really neat for the student to be able to get instant data. Now, granted, you wouldn't normally grade this, immediately after having this information sent out or the links to the videos. You would do it, later down the road. And of course, when the student goes in there and views the information, all that would have already been graded. If I wanted to proceed and grade the rest, I'm not going to do that now, but here in the upper right-hand corner is where you have the option to select the next student, and then you would see, here we go, cyan jellyfish, the answers for that person, and so forth, and you would go through everybody. In a few moments, I'll show you how you have the ability to link Google Classroom and EdPuzzle, so that once you have your classes built in Google Classroom, it's just simple as assigning it to the Google Classroom, making it really neat. And really, not many people can do that now because for the most part, I don't think anybody as of yet has a fully built class rosters. So you don't know which students you're going to get. So you'll do that down the road. Let me switch screens over here and go to the presentation. All right, so a couple of fun facts. I don't know if you tried switching your screen to just kind of like let it play in the background, and maybe an email came in and you wanted to read the email while you just let the video play. If you did try that, well, it didn't work, right? Yeah, actually, you know what? It's not going to allow the students to be able to switch from one window to the other, thinking that they could just get away with passive learning. It's not going to work. The students need to be actively engaged, watching and hearing the video. I don't know, maybe you tried to skip forward in the video. If you did try to do that, well, guess what? It's not going to let you. You need to be able to watch the video in its entirety. Now, this is a built-in feature by default. You have the option of disabling that, but why would you? We want the students to be able to watch the entire video so that they could be able to harness all of that information that we want to get through to them. So that's really neat. So I already showed you about the results. I mentioned earlier, there is a way for you to integrate Google Classroom with EdPuzzle. So really neat. If you want to see a video of how to do that linking, that integration, you could just click on that link down below, which, by the way, I don't know. I see 23 people here on this presentation, and there's 45 people actually watching me. So that means around half of you have not accessed my presentation. If you haven't done that yet, the way to do so is by clicking on the agenda, and down in the lower right-hand corner, you'll see the resources link. That's where you would click so that you could have access to this presentation, so that you could view it at your own leisure in the future. So please, I encourage you to do that. Let me switch over. Okay, so really, there's just a couple of steps for you to do in order for you to create your own EdPuzzle. Okay, so super important. I'm going to walk you through it in the little time I have left. But before I do that, it's broken down into a couple of sections, EdPuzzle, that is. You have on your left-hand corner, yeah, you have the section where it says Home. There's a curriculum section. There's in my case, Mission Valley Elementary, my campus, and where it says My Content. Once you register your account, and I'll do that, like I said, in a couple of minutes, you'll see your school listed there. And what's really neat is this. Once you, the teacher, creates an EdPuzzle, it's automatically shared with all of your colleagues, so that he or she, if they wanted to, they could access that EdPuzzle, bring it in, make a couple of changes if need be, and then assign it to his or her students. So it's a way of saying, sharing is caring. Makes it really awesome. We have curated channels from EdPuzzle that they themselves have already made. There's curated YouTube videos that you could go in there and just simply drag and drop them in, and drop in those multiple choice questions, like I mentioned, those open-ended questions and so forth, and amongst all those other popular channels. And I'll show you that in a couple moments. And before I actually have you register your account, I want to show you just how quickly and easy it is for you to create your own EdPuzzle. So let's do that now. I already went ahead and kind of scoured YouTube to find a video that was very short because I only have a little bit of time to show you, and just to kind of make it a little funny and break things up a bit. So the video that I'm going to end up choosing is simply a video that I found on YouTube, and it just happens to be the title, "The Funny Ways That Animals Sleep," and it's a National Geographic YouTube video. So I'm simply going to go here to my EdPuzzle page. Oh, sorry about that. You'll notice on the left-hand side, like I mentioned, there's these channels sections. I'm going to click on YouTube, and since I already know the name of my video, I'm just going to copy and paste it and search for it. And this happens to be the video that I want to utilize. All I did was just click on it one time. You'll notice it kind of opens it up within the confines of the EdPuzzle application. At this point in time, if I wanted to, I could assign it to all of my students simply by clicking on the assign button, or the assign button here. But I can't do that yet. I mean, there's no point to it. I haven't done anything with the video. This is where the magic happens, by clicking on the edit button. When you do that, you get 3 options. You get the option to cut. It's kind of like grabbing some scissors, and you have a sentence strip, and you do a little bit of cutting, and then you put things together, or to separate them. Same concept. It's just that you're cutting a digital file. You have the option to do a voiceover. Let's just say you don't like the sound that's coming out through the video, or you want to simply narrate over a video, like if not all of us have done. When you're in your classroom, you might have a video playing, but you want to prompt the students or talk about the video as it's happening in real time. It will be the same concept. Instead of the sound coming out, it will be your sound, your voice. So that's really neat. And then the third section is questions. This is where you get to drop in those multiple choice questions, the open-ended questions, or just drop in notes for that matter. All right, so to make this happen, I like to start over here in the cut section, just because it's the first section, and I don't know, I just like it this way. And by the way, it gives you down in the bottom, like I said, that quote unquote sentence strip, but it's your digital file. I'm going to click on play. Sound will be coming out now, so that you should be able to hear and see the process of how you edit a video. So you'll notice down here in the bottom section, this is your timeline. I want to make this video shorter. I really don't feel that there's a need for the students to see this beginning part. So I'm going to cut it. I'm going to stop it right there by simply pausing. And there's the Add Cut button. Quite simple. You just click it once. I want you to notice what happens. The strip was cut. To get rid of this section, all you do is grab it from the end, and you drag it until the trash can shows up. Let go, and it's gone. Now when the video plays, it's going to play starting right here. Here, the video just happens to have overlaid text, which is great. Air pockets alongside a walrus's esophagus helps it stay afloat while asleep. Okay, you know what? I want to pose a question based on this information. I'm going to let it play just a little bit longer. I'm going to wait for that text to go away. I'm going to go over to questions, and I want to drop in a multiple choice question. The question is, what helps a walrus float while asleep? And down here in the bottom is where you type in your multiple choice answers. A safety, well, a life vest, how about that? Obviously that's incorrect. So you're gonna select the X for that answer being wrong. So once they answer it, if they happen to choose a life vest, well, it'll show them as being incorrect. And the correct answer in this case is, and let me backtrack, it was air pockets. Here we go. All right, so air pockets is the correct answer. I'm just going to click on save. So far, so good. Super simple. At this point, that's what the students see. At this point in time, you'll notice now that there's a marker that was dropped right underneath the timeline. That's just kind of showing you or giving you a visual representation of what's happening in the timeline. I'm going to click on continue because I want to add some more information or some more questions. I'm just going to continue letting it play. Ooh, okay, so here we go. Tendons in a bat's legs and feet allow it to easily maintain grip when sleeping. All right, I think I could do something with this. I'm going to drop in another multiple choice. What allows bats to hang while sleeping? Answer choices: tendons in their legs/feet. That is the correct answer. And the incorrect answer would be a tool belt like the one that Batman has. Yeah, well, I mean, that's the wrong answer, right? But, yep. At this point, how many questions do we have? 2. How many markers? 2. Visual representation is down there. Let me click on the video to continue playing. Let's see what else I could do. Sleeping hippos bob up to the surface to take a breath and then sink down to the bottom. You know what? I just want to pose just a comment here. Imagine how would you want to sleep this way? You know, just a little note there. Make it fun for them. And here we go. It's wise to let them sleep. Okay. I'm going to stop the video right there. I'm going to put in an open-ended question. Why do you think it is wise to let hippos sleep? We could get a wide array of different responses here, but we just want to, you know, just kind of see what the students are thinking. At this point, you know what? I'm thinking I'm done with this. I want to get rid of the rest of the video. What do? I simply cut it. So let me stop it right here. I'm going to go to my timeline. I want to stop it right here. So I'm going to click on Add Cut, and I'm going to drag this over until it is gone. I'm done. That took me, what, 4 minutes, 5 minutes? I'm going to click on Finish. At this point in time, it'll show you what you did to this video. You have 3 prompts, 2 multiple choice, 1 open-ended question. It tells you, the teacher, exactly at what minute or the time frame in the video strip where that is placed. At this point, I'm ready. I could just simply assign it to my students. Just a matter of clicking on Assign. In this case, I would assign it to you, my blended learning students. I will click on Assign. Oh, guess what? By default, like I mentioned earlier, I am preventing you, the student, from skipping forward. By default, it's on. If you wanted to, for some reason, disable that, you can, but I'm going to disable that. Wonderful tool for our ELL learners. I would enable turn on closed captions. Why not? It definitely doesn't help. Seeing or hearing the words and seeing the words at the same time, great tool. You can, if you wanted to, assign a due date. Let's just say I want to do today by 12 p.m. Well, actually, no. Let me move it up to 1 p.m. And then I will click on Assign. If you still happen to be or have that other window open, you know, the one that we worked on earlier with the 12:10 session, if you were to refresh that, you'll notice that now there's a presentation there. And you'll notice that it's under the due assignment section. That's because I did give it an assignment due date. So then you, the student, will go in there and you would go through the entire video and answer the questions exactly where where they land. So that, in essence, is a rundown of the how to create an EdPuzzle. I hope that was informative. I know it was rather quick, but it was necessary for me to show you that so that now you have the time to go in there and create your own account. And then you could practice creating your own EdPuzzles. Here I am on slide 13. Let me make that bigger. All right. So step one is to register your account. This is an active hyperlink. Like I mentioned earlier, there was just half of you that were actually on my presentation. So please, I encourage you, open up the agenda, click on the resources, open this up so that you could then use this hyperlink to send you to the appropriate page. You could do that now. You'll be able to listen to me, but not be able to see what I'm doing because you'll be on the other screen, but just feel free to tab back and forth. You would select I am a teacher. Afterwards, you should see this next prompt, step number 2, which is to sign in with Google. Make it easy for yourself. We are a Google-centric district. I'm not saying don't use Safari, but for the most part, everything that we do can be accessed off of Google. So I definitely recommend to all my teachers, just go Google. Nothing wrong, but it's just my personal preference. Mr. Garcia, I see you sent me an email requesting access. What's going on there is that you're probably, actually I know you are, you're signed in with an account other than Isleta, probably with your personal Gmail. You need to switch accounts and then you'll have access to the file.
Mr. Rodarte, do you recommend that we'll set it up like this if we're a collab?
That's not a problem. That would be a good idea.
Do we still each create an account still?
Yes, exactly. So that you're collab, but what'll happen is you'll work on it together. Just have one person work on it, and then he or she is able to share it out with the colleagues. Because what if, yeah, you could be in a collab, but you could still all be working on multiple EdPuzzles at the same time? Does that kind of make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Good question. So you would sign in with Google. And then step 3, you might see this. If you're prompted, just click on your name, your account, and it'll take you to the registration or to the home window of EdPuzzle, which looks like this. Like I mentioned earlier, you have your content section under curriculum, which, by the way, like I said, there's already curated videos by EdPuzzle. You could search by elementary, middle school, or high school. You could view the content. It's just a matter of, going through the videos, taking the time, and you could utilize these. They're already pre-made for you. You don't need to do anything but assign it to your students. Super neat, super awesome. Something akin to that of, oh gosh, what's the other program I use? I lost track. There's this other program that has some similarities where we go in there and utilize preset activities. I just can't remember the name. Sorry about that. But anyhow, like I said, and it'll show you how many prompts are embedded. So in this 3-minute, 25-minute video, or 25-second video on finding a fraction of whole numbers, there's 9 questions that have been used. If I wanted to use this, I would click on the little square there. I could edit it if I wanted to, or I could simply just open it up. And at this point, if I liked it the way it is, I could simply click on assign, and it would take it directly to my students. So really neat, super easy to use. It's just a matter of giving it a try. What I want you to do now is, I'm going to give you the time to explore. Once again, I want you to go in there, create your account. I'm going to show you that you have more resources that I dropped in here for you if you want to know how to link the Google Classroom to EdPuzzle. In the future, once the classes are built, you could do that. There's another added feature where you could install an extension, a Chrome extension, that'll simply look like this, so that if you were to be on youtube.com, and let's just say you were to watch a video, I'm just going to click.
R2, roll the clip.
I just clicked there by accident. If you were to have that extension installed, right here in that section, you would see this. And all it is a shortcut to EdPuzzle. Because we know a lot of us go to YouTube directly, which is absolutely fine. And if you're on youtube.com and you're in there directly, you're like, oh, you know what? This would be a great EdPuzzle video. But Chucks, how do I get that from youtube.com and bring it into EdPuzzle? Do I need to open up EdPuzzle? And then, it could get a little cumbersome. So it's just an added feature so that it could link them both together. Totally optional. Or you could go, pardon me. You could go this route. Click on YouTube. And then here you search within EdPuzzle, but it's kind of linked to YouTube. Two options, you choose what's best for you. I also added additional resources. Here they are, slide number 19. If you wanted to really become an expert, an EdPuzzle expert, there is a certification process, which is right over here. You could get certified for EdPuzzle. And it's always nice to let others know that you're accredited and you know how EdPuzzle works and what you could do with it, and you in turn can then bring this training to the rest of your teachers. And then I have a 30-minute video. I didn't make this one. It's by EdPuzzle. Feel free to watch it on your own time. Grab some popcorn because it's a doozy, but it's gonna end up helping you. There's only so much I could do in a 45-minute session. And unless there's any questions, any comments, any concerns, I'm here to help you. Please feel free to follow me on Twitter at EdTechWizard. I also have a wonderful website available for you, not just for the campus, for my teachers at my campus, but this is for everybody. And actually not even just in our district. This could go for anybody. I have a lot of support videos that I've made, open for considerations to create more videos if you prompt me with questions. Over time, it leads me to believe, oh, wait a minute, maybe he or she isn't the only one with that question, which is what makes me come up with the ideas to create more videos, support videos for that matter. So, I encourage you to follow me on Twitter, visit my webpage, you could bookmark it. If this is your last session, I included a link right here on the right-hand side. You could click on that and it'll take you to the survey. Our moderator, are you there? Is there anything else that we need to have them do before we let them go for this session?
No, that was it. Just a reminder for the survey.
Excellent. So let me switch over here and look at the chat to see if there's any comments or any questions that I could answer in the next 6 minutes, hopefully. Aw, Miss Hayden, yes, please say hello to the kiddos. We miss them. Big air hug. The Twitter name again, Mr. Garcia, at EdTechWizard. And remember, you could access that link directly to my Twitter account off of the presentation. You're welcome, Ms. Ortiz. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Mr. Rodriguez. Super neat, super simple. It's just another tool in our Batman tool belt, if you will, of how to be able to actively engage our kiddos, which is, like I mentioned earlier, super important, especially in the situation that we're in. Ms. Clapper cannot access the survey. Anybody else with the same problem? If not, if you can't access it, well, it might be one of two things. Maybe you're signed in with an account other than the Isleta account, and maybe not. You could go back to the agenda and click right down here in the bottom. That's all I did. I just copied this link. So, and if you still can't do it this way, then you might need to switch accounts. Don't forget to break up your sessions once you're teaching your kiddos. Since we're still going to be going remotely, you could do scavenger hunts like I mentioned earlier, just to kind of make it fun for the kiddos so that they won't be sitting down all the time like we have.